Jai Hind dear students, welcome to the next class of the fourth chapter of class 9th mathematics syllabus, that is linear equation in two variables. I hope you all must have gone through the previous lectures which has been provided to you all and gone through all the types of questions which were based upon it. Now, in today's lecture, what we are going to study is the graph of linear equation in two variable. Means, how can we represent a linear equation of two variable on a Cartesian plane or on the graph? My dear students, you all have studied in the previous chapter about coordinate geometry. There you all have studied how to plot a point in a Cartesian plane or on a graph sheet. We are going to utilize the same in this topic to represent the graph of a linear equation on the Cartesian plane. And also in the previous lecture we have studied about how to find out the solution of a linear equation in two variable. So we will be using both of the things from the previous classes and try to draw the graph of the linear equation in two variable. So now for the same I have taken an example that draw the graph of the equation x plus 2y is equals to 6. Let us proceed with the steps to solve or to show this equation graphically. First of all, we will start with the first step, and that is to isolate y or to represent y in terms of x. What I mean to say over here is the equation is x plus 2y is equals to 6. We will try to isolate y. Why? Because y is known as dependent variable and x is known as independent variable. Means x can accommodate any of the values, whereas the values of y will always be depends upon x. Why so? This you all will study in your higher classes. So what we will do, we'll shift this x to the right hand side first. So it gives us 2y is equals to 6 minus x, and now we will shift this 2 to the right hand side, which gives us y is equals to 6 minus x divided by 2. So here what we have done, we have actually represented the value of y in terms of x. We can consider this as equation number 1 also. Now what to do? We will find three different solutions of this equation. We will find three different solutions for this equation. In the previous lecture, we have learned how to find out the solution of the linear equation in two variables. So we'll use the same procedure over here. But while finding the solution of the equation, we will take care of two things. The first one is that we always put integral values of x. Means we will avoid the decimal or fractional values of x. What we will do, we will write its integral values. Means we will take either positive or negative integer. We may take 0 also. And the second is we will take those values of x for which we should get the integral value of y as well. So we should be getting the integral values of y also. Why is it so important? Because plotting a number like 3 by 7 or 0.23 bar on a graph or on the number line is not an easy task. So quickly we will find out three different solutions by putting different values of x. So we'll start. I am putting x is equals to 0 in the equation number 1 first. So once we put the value of x as 0, we will be getting y is equals to 6 minus 0 by 2, which on solving gives us y is equals to 6 by 2, and then ultimately it gives y is equals to 3, because 2 3s are 6. So we'll be getting the first solution as 0, 3. We know that we always represent the solution of a linear equation in the form of an ordered pair, where the first value always represent x and the second one represents y. I'm naming this solution as A. Now we'll find out two more solutions for the equation. Let's put, now see, if I'll put x is equals to 1 over here in the equation, what will happen, I'll be getting 6 minus 1 5 by 2, which is a fractional value or in decimal. So we will try to avoid that. So instead of that, what we will do, I'll be putting x is equals to 2 in the equation. So if we put x is equals to 2 in the equation, we will be getting y is equals to 6 minus 2 by 3, which in turns gives us, after simplification, here it will be 2. So we will be getting 2 over here. So 6 minus 2, 4 by 2, and ultimately it gives us y is equals to 2. So we have got our second solution, 2 comma 2. We can name it as B. Now before finding the third solution, look at this table. I have formed a table over here, in which what we will do, we will keep on putting those values of x and y which we are using over here. So we have substituted x as 0, and by doing so we have got the value of y as 3. So I have written over there, and the first ordered pair was 0 comma 3. Same way, when I have put the value of x as 2, we have got y also as 2. So the second ordered pair was 2 comma 2. And now we'll find out the third solution. So to get the third solution now, we will put x is equals to 4. Once again, I am avoiding 3 over here because it gives 6 minus 3, 3 by 2, which is again a fractional value. So it gives y is equals to 6 minus 4 by 2, which on simplification gives us y is equals to 2 by 2, and then it gives y is equals to 1. So we have got our third solution also as 4 comma 1. We can name it as C, and quickly we will fill up this table. We have given the value of x as 4 in this case, and the value of y we have obtained was 1. So the third ordered pair is 4 comma 1. So my dear students, this is how we will find out three different solutions for the given set of equation. One more note over here, that you may see that when you go through your NCERT book, there are questions in which they have taken only two solutions and they have plotted the graph. But whenever we will do, we always take three different solutions for one equation. Why? The answer of this I will be telling you when we will plot the graph. So now what we will do, we will draw two mutually perpendicular lines on a graph sheet. That means we will frame a Cartesian plane, and then in that Cartesian plane we will plot all these 3 points which we have obtained over here, A, B and C. We'll plot all these 3 points in a graph, and then we will draw a line which will be passing through all these 3 points. Make sure that the line will be straight. It will automatically come straight. Let us take a look on it. So quickly I am taking a graph sheet over here. So here we have the graph. The horizontal axis named as x, vertical axis is y. The point of intersection of these two number lines is known as origin. So here we'll plot our 3 points. So what was our first point? The first point was 0 comma 3, then 2 comma 2, and then 4 comma 1. So we'll start with the first point, that is 0 comma 3. So let us plot the first point 0 comma 3. So you can see over here the first point is 0 comma 3. Then the second point was 2 comma 2. Let us take that also. So the second point over here is 2 comma 2. You can see that its value is 2 comma 2. And the third point was 4 comma 1. So we'll take the third point also as 4 comma 1. You can see that on the graph the values are also labeled. A is 0 comma 3, B is 2 comma 2, and C is 4 comma 1. We have studied how to plot these points on a graph. Now if you can see it clearly, if I draw a line from through A and joining B, the C will also lie on it. That means all three solutions are perfectly correct. So what we will do, we will take a line which will join all these 3 points, and basically that line will represent the graph of the equation. The equation was x plus 2y is equals to 6. So this is what it is. Let me show you the graph also, whose graph has been plotted. So here it is, x plus 2y is equals to 6. So this is how we represent a linear equation in two variable on a graph sheet. Now the question which was arises, that why three solutions? So my dear students, what happens sometimes that because of some calculation error, you got the first point correct and the second point is wrong. So what will happen if you will take only 2 points? You will always get a straight line passing through the 2 points. And you will plot those 2 points, you will draw the line, write down the equation above it, and you will think that I have done it perfectly correct, though it is wrong. And that is the reason why we take 3 points. If we take 3 points and by any error, if any one of the point is calculated wrong, then what will happen is you will not get all 3 points in a single line. You may find that one of the point is either here or somewhere here or somewhere here, and that gives us an idea that okay, we have done some mistake while calculating the solution. So we can recheck our solutions and correct the incorrect one to get the correct graph of the equation. So that is why we always take three different points or three different solutions to draw the graph of a linear equation. So I hope you all have understood how to draw the graph of a linear equation. Now let us take a quick recap of what we have done over here. So the first step was writing y in terms of x. This was the first step. And then we have calculated the three different solutions, 1, 2, and 3, by putting different values of x, keeping these 2 points in mind. And then we have tabulated them over here in the form of a table. After that, what we did, we have plotted the points on a Cartesian plane, drawn a line passing through all 3 points, and then we have written the name or the equation above the line which we have obtained, and that line will represent the graph of the linear equation. So these are the steps involved in plotting the graph of a linear equation in two variable. Now in the next class, what we will be doing, we will be taking certain questions from the NCERT exercise where directly we'll draw the graph. Whereas in some other questions, what we will do, we will frame the equations by using the different word problems given and then plot them on the graph. And also by using the graph, we will understand how we can find out more solutions. Let us get a quick idea over here. You can see that this point also lies 6, 0 is the point which also lies on the same graph. So this is also one of the solution. The root is also called as the solution of the equation. So in the same way, we'll try to find a few more solutions by using the graph also. So that all we'll be doing in the next class. Till then, happy learning. Jai Hind.